Yeah. All right. So, in my case study, I did a boy named Alex. Um, he's behind in he's behind really quite far behind in math. Um, and that's because of a couple things. Number one, he went to like a local Thai school here for a while, which is kind of notorious for not helping students much unless they're self-motivated themselves, and he's not, right? And then, but then the bigger concern is that his father goes on, he works on a shipping boat, and so he's gone for 3 months, back home for 3 months, gone for 3 months, back home for 3 months. So there's that emotional attachment that is, inconsistent. But then on top of it, when his dad is gone, he doesn't have any support at home. Like his grandma doesn't speak English. His mom speaks a little bit of English, but as far as I can tell, she's not willing to care for the kids at all. And same thing with his older sister as well. Um, and what was I gonna say? He stays up, they don't even have a bedtime for him. If his dad is home, he'll say he'll go to bed at like 8 o'clock, 7:30 sometimes. But when his dad's not home, he stays up until 2, 3 o'clock playing games on his iPad. So he's really far behind. And yeah, he's got a very negative attitude towards himself, and says he's sad, says he's stupid, says he can't do it. If you try to explain something to him, he'll just say, I don't understand, before you even get a full sentence in. So that's where we're
Okay,
at.
excellent. So AJ, so I'm looking at your case study, and I see that Alex is 9 years old. I think that
Yeah.
it's not our ability or our role to try and fix things at home. But what I'm wondering is there any opportunity at your school for this student to have any kind of a mentoring, like let's say a quote, a big brother, maybe a high school student? Is that a possibility? And have you thought about that?
I hadn't thought about that. That's a really good idea, though, honestly. I wonder if we could set that up. We're a pretty new school, so we started from first grade and then just build every year. This kid's in third grade,
Yeah.
and we only go up to seventh grade, and we only have 3 7th graders, 5 6th graders. So there's not a lot of choice there, but it would be very interesting in that. I tried to do reading buddies one year with that kind of idea in mind, with the idea that, like the struggling kids there would get somebody older and they'd have a mentor with them, but it never really, came to fruition as much as I had hoped it would be. But I wonder if that would be a good avenue for that.
Yeah, yeah, and even not necessarily an academic based shared interest, but just any kind of shared interest, like, they both
Right.
like to play chess, or they're both really into football, or they both really like to
Hmm.
play Dungeons and Dragons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really good too. Yeah, because he's also not he's social, but he doesn't have a lot of close friends that you always see him hanging out with. So that's a really good suggestion. Thank you.
Yes. I have a question. How he communicates with his mom? They speak another
Sorry?
language? They speak
Oh, they
another
speak in
language with
Thai,
his
yeah. Yeah.
ah,
Because his mom is Thai and his dad is from New Zealand. So he
okay.
speaks with his dad in English and his mom and the rest of his family in Thai.
Okay. I read that you said that during the recess he stays with you the whole time and he talks to you a lot.
A lot, not the whole
Right?
time. He'll come and go, and he'll joke with me and then he'll go and maybe come back. But yeah. But yeah, he does spend a fair amount of time with me.
And he doesn't have any friends, yes?
He has friends. He's social. He's not like it's not like people don't like him or anything like that. He just doesn't have close friends. But like he'll talk to people and he'll hang out and stuff, but it's not like you see him with the same person all the time and they have inside jokes and they're running around together, stuff like that.
Mm. Don't you think if you do some group works during the session, he will
Mm.
see some similarities with his colleagues or peers, and maybe he will find a bond with someone?
Yeah.
Because I think that group works and heterogeneous group works, يعني different age or having homogeneous, I mean, same thing, same interest, like they play football, for example, you will put them in the
Mm.
same group, and maybe he will find like a friend to talk to, or maybe you can help him find this friend because and you know your students, you know their interests and what they're good at, and you know what he's good at. So I guess you can help him with this kind of things like a group work or
Yeah. Yeah,
one-on-one
that's good.
conversation. And
That's
he
good.
should
That's
see a
interesting.
psychologist also if he has some
Yeah,
issues with
we
his
don't have
mother.
that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and Thailand
But
doesn't
it
really
will
like
help.
do mental health isn't really important in this country. So,
Ah,
but yeah, no, I like the group work thing. That's been something that we've been lacking for sure because of COVID. We've had online
mm,
learning, we've had in-person learning, but they have to be distanced, you know. So, maybe next term when we have, because we're gonna finish the term here, next term when we have when we come back, we might be able to do more group work. That's a good idea. I never thought about grouping students in that way, in a
even you
way
can put
like,
them
yeah,
online using breakout rooms.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
I do this actually.
Yeah, you're right.
So my student, he's an 11th grader. Actually, he has some health problems related to his digestive system and his throat. So he did a lot of surgeries during the summer and in the beginning of the year. He's not showing any effort. His grades are very low. His average is almost 40 over 100. I've talked to his parents and emailed to his dad actually. He said that he can do a thing. He should see the doctors every week and he should skip classes. So I don't know actually what should I do. And the supervisor know about his case, but they told me I have to like do what his dad told me to do. So that's it. So I don't know what to do. If I will leave him like this, he doesn't know anything about chemistry since the beginning of the year. If I ask him the basic stuff, he don't know them. So I've tried to do one-on-one discussion, but it didn't pay any effort from him. So
Okay.
that's in general the case. So
Can
yes,
I
I
ask a
did.
question first to clear up?
Yeah.
His dad said that he will be missing a lot of school because of health problems and to expect that, and
Yes,
basically said like, don't worry about it. We're not worried about school right now.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
that's the case.
How is a student in an AP level class with this kind of academic challenges? I mean, is there another option for this
I
kid?
asked I asked the supervisor about this case, why he chose AP. They said he don't know. They don't know why, and also he doesn't know why. He didn't find any other course, and they were fully booked, so he had to choose chemistry, AP chemistry, because there's limited seat in each elective course, so he's stuck with chemistry. I'm trying to help him, but I don't know. It's very difficult. Yes, AJ.
I already talked. Elias can go first.
Yeah,
Yes, AJ.
so
Sorry, I didn't
can
see your
I,
hand.
yeah, can I ask a question? My question is, in your school, do you have, like here we call it an SST, and then
Mhm.
the SST is the umbrella, but under it we have different levels of interventions, like tier 1, 2, and 3. So like the highest need would be the STEP department, where at this point you see, and tests and observations, practices all show you that this student is not going to succeed with this material or with this pace. So this is where we decide this person is a STEP student and they don't do the curriculum that the other students do. So we have a modified curriculum. So for example, if certain subjects are too hard for this person, then they don't do that, or they're not tested on that material, but they sort of a substitution. Do you have a PLC where you can bring this up and he gets some kind of SST or student support?
We have some student support, but I can tell him that he can go to and discuss his case with them, but I don't know if he's doing it already. So I can mention it and talk to the supervisor about the SST part. So it's a good idea. I never thought about it. We have a department SST at school, so I can bring his case to the department, yes. But for the unit and the modifying the curriculum, it's an AP course. It's very hard unless he drops the course. If he dropped the course this semester, it will be easier to make things very easier for him because you know he will get on his grade, on his final grade in AP course and 40 over 100 in AP. It won't help universities. But I can talk to the SST department about this case. Thank you.
Yeah, and then at a goal setting level, like help him set a goal that he can meet, a goal that's not too hard and unachievable. That would only frustrate him. So maybe that's why the modification, curriculum modification can help him achieve a goal that is a bit lowered, maybe.
Yes, I will try. We set the goal to just pass the course, but his main focus is on his health. So this is why he's not doing any effort for any other subject, not only AP. Other subjects are having the same problem with him.
Fawad, can you elaborate?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
Okay, I'll go quick. I know that we're supposed to be talking about academics here, right? As teachers, we should always be trying to help our kids be as successful as possible. But I just want to throw in that, like, you know, this kid sounds like he's got some pretty serious health problems, and I don't blame him for not feeling not feeling motivated. I honestly think if I were in your situation, I know that it's easy to say from here because it's not going to go on a grade report for my class, you know, but I would just try to connect with him personally and forget about the academic stuff, you know, just show him that you care for him and that people want to see him do well and want to know how he's doing and stuff like that. That might actually help encourage and might motivate him in any ways, but even if it doesn't, for somebody going through health problems at such a young age, it would honestly really just be the most moral thing to do, I think.
Lisa's a fourth grader at my school. She is the sweetest girl, no behavior issues whatsoever, always very smiley, but she really struggles with completing or doing any kind of academic work or showing any interest in the work. The hard part for me as a teacher is that if we're doing a lesson or there's work to be assigned or whatever, she'll just sit there quietly in her seat and stare off into space without doing anything if there's no intervention from the teacher. And so, and not in a bad way, like I'm refusing to do work, I'm just happy to sit here and stare off and do nothing. So I think that it's always hard as a teacher to teach to the entire class when I have behavior problems or I have kids that are really high flyers or whatever, how I can, maybe any strategies for trying to reach her and get her better engaged knowing her disabilities.
Can I ask, is she, oh, I'm sorry, no question, but I do have something for you. You mentioned that when she loves reading,
Yes.
but that also she needs extra time to read to make sure that she understands it, and sometimes she has to go back and reread, right?
Yes.
So without knowing this person at all and just going off of what little I've read about her, I wonder, perhaps she has some sort of disability that makes it hard for her to to take in the information. I forget the word I want to think of, but you know, to take in the information and make it usable in her brain, right? So since she loves reading, I wonder if you could give written instructions, if that would help her, because then she could read it and read it again and read it again, instead of just hearing it 1 or 2 times and then having to go on it. She could read it again. And that's difficult to do, but I thought maybe if there was some way that you could do speech to text, like on your phone while you're teaching, and then you could hand it to her after that when you give your instructions, or to just record them on some device for her, record the instructions so that she can then listen to it over and over again until she's ready to do it. That's what I thought might help her.
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good suggestion. I think that she struggles more with the maths and sciences than with the language arts. And my subject, being coding is very heavy on the math and sciences and the logic and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I think that's harder for her. But there are a lot of instructions that can be provided above and beyond like my usual, let's say 10, 15-minute mini lesson at the beginning when I'm doing a demonstration on something. So I will see what I can do to try and supplement that for her. Thank you for that suggestion. Fawad, I see your finger up. What have you got?
Yes. Actually, if she has some issues reading, maybe seeing an orthophonist will help her. And also maybe she has some difficulties with the method that you are using. For example, she doesn't like, for example, reading the instruction or the given. Maybe she likes to do her homework using visuals or a mind map or doing a video, for example. Maybe the assessment should be modified, for example, not a writing assessment. Maybe she like, I don't know, prepare something, a visual or a mind map, and present it as an assignment for her. So maybe this differentiated instruction can help her with her case, because if she has some issues reading and comprehending the question, maybe she doesn't like to read. Maybe if you do a mind map for her, she will analyze it and submit her assignment. I don't know, I'm thinking out loud here.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you. Elias, I see your hand up as well.
Thank you. So when I hear and when I read her description, Lisa's description, I don't find any better example of a STEP student, as we call them here, like with the highest need. I think she has very high needs, and it really needs to be this case needs to be met with a very intentional and with a lot of support. So if your school has again like a support system, a student support system, where she might even need one-on-one, and she might need some tests even run on her, because I see that she doesn't have any behavior problems.
No.
So it's not like a behavior is standing in the way of her learning. But I mean, even if she tries, she has a hard time comprehending and managing time. She has a problem with math, organization, staying on task, and even focusing. So I think this is I would definitely refer her to a higher level, maybe a one-on-one intervention. Okay, my case, Becky, like we all did, the name is changed. Becky is also a grade 4 student. His strength is a very active and socializing. He enjoys being with friends. He loves food, and he even tries to cook some. And he's very active. He's out there. He's trying to do everything that other kids are doing. So he's highly motivated by wanting to become or to fit in and to become like one of the kids at my school.
I see that he's really good at math. I think one way to encourage students that I found in other subjects that they aren't as good in is to make sure they get adequate praise and adequate recognition, both for their parents and amongst their peers in the subject they excel in. Because every student needs a success. Every student needs, to be good at something. So I would say if there's a way to see if you can do that.
So I was just responding how helpful the praising this student. Like we were never, I'll be honest, we were never really celebrating his success, because we were pointing out what he's missing. So that suggestion really taken. So what suggestion do you have?
Sure,
Yes, if you want to go, AJ, no problem.
No, all you, bro.
Actually, I have 3 suggestions. You said in your Google Doc that he's late to school, his snacks are not healthy, and he has some leg issues. Does his parents know about those things? because it's being late and snacks. So those are the parent fault. Yeah. So I guess we should discuss those things with his parents. This is the first suggestion. Second suggestion, I think an after school or a home teacher can help him, because some kids are lagging in the school days and they don't understand everything. They can get help from another teacher at home with their homework, with their assignments, and this teacher can help them. And the third one, I'm not an English speaker. I used to teach in French. So now with my new school, I teach in English. So I'm doing a lot of readings. I read a lot of books. I practice a lot of English. All my conversation with my friends are in English, not in Arabic or French. I guess reading books will help him get back and be fluent in English. So this is another suggestion that I'm doing actually. I'm reading a lot of English books and to practice and be more fluent in English. Parents discussion, because this kid is very late to school. He has some leg issues. I suggested for him also reading books, English books, comics, cartoons, so he can be more fluent in English. And some home teacher to help him with his assignment and homework.